Good evening. This is Constance Vawter. I'm here this evening with the Spiritual Mysteries of Life, and I welcome you all. It is always a pleasure. And before I get started, I just want to give a little reminder of things that may be coming up here on Star Nations. Next month, I'll be here September 5th, which is the first Thursday of the month at 8 o'clock. But Julie Hedges is going to have a special on August the 11th with the Tarot Journey. So keep that in your mind. And I'll repeat that again at the end of the hour. But I just thought I'd put it out in case you had to leave, and I just kind of wanted you to know what was going on, because we have a lot of things going on at Star Nations now, and so it's fun and it's great to be here. And I'm going to be just doing. I'm really not just sure what's going to be happening here tonight, but I was just told just be ready. So I'm always ready. So here we are. But one of the things I wanted to start out with tonight is a Bible verse, and it's Mark 11:24, and it reads, "What things soever ye desire when we pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye have them." So, with that, when we stop and think about the way that we pray about things and how we want things in our lives, it's if you can think of it like you're the source, and then you have yourself in the physical body, but you have yourself as a spirit in a physical body. So you have you and you, if you can look at it like that. And then if you can say to yourself, all right, when I'm praying, do I need to receive, and ye shall have them. That's what Jesus said. So how does that work? Well, the source knows. When you shoot that rocket, so to speak, just think of it as that. Just shoots right up in the air, and because it's a thought process, it's a vibration, it's energy. And so now here we are. And we're going to say, all right, where are we going with this? It's where you are going to be able to retrieve it and come back to it. It's hard to think things when we're talking about vibrations, energies, and how they all work together. When you think of yourself, I'm going to give you something, and it's going to be kind of heavy, so kind of think it through here. Christ is in your mortal body. And that's what saves your mortal body, is the Christ. That raises it up from the dead, so to speak, meaning that it takes you from the mundane things of life and brings it home to the universal Father. That's pretty heavy, but just think about that. And then I'm not going to dwell on that, but I just wanted to pull that out because I want people to start thinking about what role the Christ plays in your mortal body. That's just a little thought process there. So, what do we need in our life, right? We need health, we need strength, we need harmony, we need happiness. Life has power, wisdom, and most of all, understanding, abundant prosperity. And then let's bring forth the universal substance of the visibility and the forms in which it comes to us. And whatsoever, all things that we are in need of physically, whether it's mental or spiritually, always be in constant giving thanks. See, we're always asking, but we need to be thanking him. It's kind of like reverse thinking of, okay, I thank God I need a new car. I thank you for that new car. I thank you for that raise. And then you say, Lord, I need a new car. Then you say, I need a raise. Then you can say thank you again. But you want to give thanks before you ask, because he's looking for that vibration, that energy that's going to be coming in and bringing you into him. That's what it's all about. So when you think about that, and one of the things that uh, we have to be thinking about is, how do you have a thought process or a mantra? Think of this as a thought that you could use in your daily life and living, is to say, oh, my divinity. That's you, right? Because you're a divine being. I blend myself with thee, that out of the darkness that I may go into the light. Isn't that pretty awesome? Because we're all light bearers and we want to be in the light. We don't want to be in the darkness. And so with that, I'm going to, I've already got the signal. They want me to meditate. They want, somebody's going to come in and channel. And I'm not just sure exactly, they'll identify themselves, but I'm not just sure who it is. So just give me a second here, and we'll see what's coming. Okay? And blessings. Good evening. This is Mary, and I'm channeling through Constance. We have been together for many lives. Let me just say that, many lifetimes. And as we come into this instrument, we want to bring to you the essence of knowing who you are in Christ, and knowing that you are very special and that you are of the light. We have so many that are out there searching and wanting to know and asking for information. And we need to be able to say that when we are asked, and we must be asked in order for us to respond. When people don't ask, we don't have the ability to just zip in and say what needs to be said. We have to send the vibration, the emotion, because that's what you feel in the physical. You feel, you get the goosebumps. You get your body all of a sudden changes temperature. You all of a sudden your breathing changes. And these are all important aspects because of the fact that when we're trying to work with humanity, we have to come in at different avenues, which works for each individual differently. So one person may be real sensitive to certain areas. And so one person may be able to hear clearly. And so if we know that, and we know that they're clairvoyant, we can say to them and speak and they'll hear. Some people will be able to see and be able to feel the vibration. So these are things that we work with humanity. We, as the angelic realm, have so many, we're so multifaceted. It's like I don't just channel Miss Constance, I channel many people, people who are able to bring in the vibration and we come through. Some people write eloquently and are able to receive data and bring it forth. And then there's others who are able to sing or play an instrument, and the words and everything will come to them. And it's all through the ability for us to be able to communicate. Now, we use this instrument because she is doing God's work in a unique way in servicing individuals. Now, when we give her information, then she will pass that information on if necessary. If she's sitting with someone and we channel in, that information is usually for the individual who she may be sitting with. Now, she will be directing in the near future. We're going to be dictating to her and she will be writing. But at this time, we're just not there yet. But we are going to be giving her information and data for her to write. Now, these are things that are going on. You also, as an individual, have the capability of knowing who and how to raise your Christ self. If your background is fundamental, or in it doesn't necessarily mean fundamental as religion, but any area in your life where you have a structure of religion, um, because in the it talks about when Jesus was talking about the bridegroom and the bride, he wasn't talking about that in the physical. He's talking about that in your inner body. He's talking about your mind and essence to your Christ, your innate, your ability to receive, knowing that the vibration, the energy, and how all of that interflows and the substance of which it is from the Universal Father. So all of these things are, in essence, what we're trying to bring to humanity through different vehicles. It doesn't matter. One person may read cards, one person, whatever vehicle a light bearer has, their ability to use, that is what we use. This vehicle doesn't do that, but she has other capabilities. And so when we take these capabilities and we pull them together and we are able to reach out and help humanity, there are some folks who are healers and who are able to heal those that are in need. And as this process goes through, and knowing you can do all of these things because Jesus told you you could. In the Bible, if you research your work, you will know. And it is so important that you research your work and know and discern your work and make sure that everything is of the utmost. Also, excuse me, there is there is the ability to reach within yourself and pull the information from your own, because we have the memory. If you can reach into your subconscious and be able to affiliate with it, to know. And also, there are all types of avenues that you have as access to. in the last 50 to 75 years, with all of the energy changes that they were getting ready for, we have been 7 years into the fifth dimension. And all of that has to do with the high rate, the high velocity of vibrations of energy that is coming into the earth. And when we think of that, we have to be able to know that life is what we make it and how we do it. But the most important thing that we can say to you is that you must love. When Jesus was here, his taught to love one another. That has not changed. Now they're coming with a process with this new light energy. It is absolutely going to change the whole atmosphere. There will be resistance to the things that are going to be happening because the darkness does not want the light to win. So we have to be always watching and creating our own environment and keeping it in the light. We are, in essence, all that are here are given to be able to set forth the necessary things that you need. When that happens, and when you set forth your thought process, like I said, you need to identify yourself with who you are. What is your authentic truth? And stand for that. If someone doesn't understand you and you are of a spiritual nature and you know who you are and where you're going, you will never allow anyone to come into your vibration and tell you you're wrong, because your light will not allow it, because you are in the Christ, your own self. I hope that makes sense. So usually I can say something like that and then I'll ask the person, does that make sense? And I get a response. But anyway, I just know that we are all here working. When you have an angelic realm that's as large as what we have on this side of the veil, and they're all multifaceted, they are all over the world, just strands of us are all over. And the same with myself. I'm all over the world and I'm represented in many, many different ways. And so here we are. We're all pulling together. We're trying to make things better for humanity. It's a service of being, what can we do to help people, to heal them, to bring them in to know who they are, that they are a spirit in a physical body, but they are also God in their body, a oneness, you and you, if you can think of it like that, or me and me, it doesn't matter. Those are just words, but know that you are, because God created you. You are His. Why would you not believe that He is in you, giving you that breath that you take unconditional? You don't even realize when you take a breath. You just breathe. Your heart beats. It just beats. And isn't this a magnificent machine that He's created, that you can just make and say, I am who I am? And I would say that if you can pull these thought processes together, you can make life for yourself so much easier and be with yourself and be with and know that you are the I am. You are God. You are a spirit in a physical body. And so what do we have to do? We have to learn about the physical aspect of who we are and what we're supposed to be. And when you feel so good about where you're at and what you're doing, you could almost say you're in a state of grace. Why? Because you're happy and happy and you're hopeful. And when you're hopeful, you're almost there. It's a process in knowing who you are and letting the light shine through you. As we become stronger and stronger in the light and being who we are and knowing where we're going, that is the key for all of humanity. We are here to service one another, to be kind to one another, and to love one another. Even when things are disarrayed, when there's chaos, we need chaos. Why do we need chaos? We have to learn from the chaos. You have to take that chaos and turn it into a love process of saying, I accept the responsibility of that chaos, or I'm not going to be in the chaos, whichever you choose. But no, bless it and send it with love, and you will be changed. When you take and the processing that goes through our vibration and knowing that we are energy and that the vibration, the energy, the substance are all godly, why would you not want to embrace it? So I'm going to leave that with you this evening and let you know that the source, whatever your source is, when you're placing yourself and knowing that you are your own Christ within, you are the temple within. It's not outside, it's all within. That's how I'd like to leave you this evening. And many blessings, dear ones. And God bless. Wow. Okay.
Oh, Connie.
All right.
Connie, this is Neshi. Was that mother?
Yes.
Was that Mother Mary or was that Mary Magdalene?
No, that was Mother Mary.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you. You have a couple people who'd like to say hello to you.
All right. Oh, Deborah. Hello, Deborah. And Marie. Do I know Marie? Yes, I do. Hello, Marie.
Yeah.
And Polly. Hello, Polly. I hope you're feeling better.
And
And Annette. Hello, Annette. I love your horse. I miss my horses.
you also have a couple questions.
Okay.
Okay, and so Marie has a question here. Can you see that? Or
Let me
did
get
you?
my glasses.
Okay, I
Here,
can make it
let me get my
bigger.
glasses.
Would you like it bigger?
It says, I have heard the names Mary and Rose are trying to reach me, but I haven't been able to hear what they're saying. Any help? Okay, I have heard the names Mary and Rose are trying to reach me. Let me say this, Marie, that if you're hearing, if you're not hearing, it might be because there's a little bit of chatter going on. And so I would suggest that you get in a quiet state and maybe even meditate in a quietness or be in a place where there's not a lot of noise going on, and then just sit and try and hear. Now, the names Mary and Rose, it could be an aunt, a mother, it could be an angelic. Rose could be an aunt, it could be someone that you know. If these are individuals that you know, they may be trying to reach you from the other side and let you know that everything is good, and they're learning and moving on and doing things that they probably never anticipated being doing while they were in this realm. Would love insight. All right. All right. Let me just say this. Let me get quiet here a second. Um, when I see, when I close my eyes, I immediately see a screen. And in the screen, or it's like a theater where the curtain is getting ready. There's a full curtain and it's getting ready to open. So I don't know if you're going to be doing some work where you're going to be doing a large audience, but I feel like I'm going to be in front of a lot of people. And this is going to be a kind of an exciting adventure if you decide to do this. If it hasn't come up, you will be offered an opportunity to speak. I would say maybe 2,000 people. It's a large number, and so it could be more than that. So with that, I would encourage you to take that step of faith and leap. I take the leap. There seems to be a real exciting vibration with that. Oh, it's just chills and chills and across my back shoulder there. And when my left shoulder vibrates, that's Gabriel, and usually, and he's the messenger. So I'm sure that this is all very positive. So I'm hoping and wishing you well with that endeavor. Thank you.
Okay, Connie, remember when I said that might be a problem with the chat scrolling?
Yes.
Yeah, that we are having a problem with that. So I'm gonna, if it's okay, I'm gonna read you Lauren Gonzalez's question.
Okay.
Okay. She says, "Why do crows keep coming around me? I actually saved a crow recently and took to a wildlife sanctuary. He lived another week, and I paid for pain medications so he could rest in peace. I also had a falcon drop on my backyard fence."
Well, it's interesting that you would bring this up because I don't know what night it was. One evening, because I channel every evening, and in our meditation, it's a 2-hour session. And one of the questions was asked by the Indian guides about the birds and what, and because in one of the remarks, I believe, was something about, I have to try to recall it from memory because I don't think I heard that recording. So, but the harmony of the birds flying above, uh, and when you think about the crow, I do know that there are cards out there that represent the crow, but I'm not familiar with those, so I can't really give you a history on that. But I do know that that when the birds fly above us, and what they represent is a spiritual. It's a spiritual aspect, and it's just like the eagle flies closest to the creator. And so there's the hawk, and like you said, there's the crow. And I wish I could give you some history about the crow, but I can't. And I just have to apologize for that, but I don't have that history. But I do know that when you help or assist any animal, whether it's birds or anything else, that's a service that you are doing for the Creator because of your heart, and that you're a light bearer, and that those are things that you would just normally say, yes, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take care of it. And so that's what it does. Whether or not you are, you know, it just so happens that the 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 crow. Oh, but there's another bird there, and I can't remember the name of the bird, but
Falcon.
it, the falcon. All right, those are all things that are uh, what I would say creativeness within your own self, your own spirit, meaning that you felt the insight to want to help the bird. And so that process is such a gift. And I would look at that as a very positive thing on yours, as far as, they're trying to communicate with you. And if it were me, I think I'd read up about the crow and the falcon and see what there is and see how that applies to your life. Maybe you have a spirit guide, excuse me, that might have a spirit guide that's a crow, or you might have something that's a falcon that is in your band, and that's why you feel this. Does that help you out?
Well, she'll let us know. Um,
Okay.
okay, and so Mary Claire is saying thank you for the channeling,
Oh, Mary Claire, thank you.
and Marie was saying that your channeling was beautiful,
Oh, thank you.
and
Well,
Annette
thank Mary. Mary, I don't take any credit for that. It's
is saying that the horse that
oh,
you said
that's a
was a
unicorn.
unicorn. Yeah,
Oh my goodness, how awesome is that? All right.
and then Barbie Cornell is saying hello,
Oh, okay. It's
and
been a long time.
I know, and Mary Claire is asking you a question. She says, "From Sean, Mary's friend, thank you. As higher energies come through, what kind of body changes do you see happening to us?"
To us.
I think she means to humans. As our body, as we get higher energies coming through.
Oh, well, things will change. Number one, food. You may not eat as much product as you did before. I mean, maybe it's not so much meat. It might be more kind of vegan, or maybe more fruit. Just something that when you reach a certain level of consciousness, your body doesn't feel like it needs to have the heavy food, like the comfort foods, because that was everybody always in my day, if you haven't feeling bad or doing anything, everybody just ate more. That's just the way, or they had comfort food, which was probably more high in calories than regular, fruit and vegetables and things like that.
Hmm.
But the body does change, and you could what it. I can say certain aspects of what I know for myself. Okay, because when I started, let's see, in 2017, um, I had some real health issues. And I said, well, and my doctor gave me, this is what the score is, Connie. And I said, okay, I'll take care of that. And he said, well, I'll give you 3 months. And he said, if I don't see a change, then we have to do something. And I said, okay. So in that 3 months, I changed. I took it. I mean, I did. I lost weight. I changed my eating, I did everything. So when I went in for my 3rd-month checkup, he said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm doing things differently. And so he said, well, okay. So then 6 months went by. It took me a whole, 17, 18, 19. All right, we're into 19 already. Well, I went for my exam or my checkup, and neither my heart doctor nor my regular primary doctor could believe my blood work. They said, that's impossible. I take no medication now. I still have to lose weight, but that's my only dilemma. So, but in that process, but I'm doing it, and I'm not losing as much weight as I did in the very beginning. I lost 60 pounds. So now it's a process. It's going a little slower, but that's okay. I'm not gaining any weight. It's sometimes I'll just stay at the same. But what happens when you change in your vibration and your vibrations change, then the food changes. I don't know how else to explain that, but I can tell you that the energy, when you go from the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, when you're in the 5th, I think that the energies are they speed up. And so consequently, people think they need to eat more, but in reality, they don't. I don't know how to explain that, but I just can only use myself as an example of the fact that I went and did what I needed to do. And but it's here. It's, I think I'm at my age, and what I'm living and what I'm experiencing is totally what I wish I had learned 30 years ago or 35 years ago when I was young, because my life would be totally different. So,
Thank you for that, Connie. Um, Lauren is saying, one of my spirit guides' names is Mary Whitebird. So it makes
okay.
sense now. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Mary Whitebird. How about that? That's really nice.
And Annette Duquette is asking, do you ever travel and do readings?
Do I ever travel?
And do
Um,
readings.
I do readings. I did one this evening for Mary Claire. But for me to get on a plane, no, I don't do that. But I do readings over the phone when people call me. Um, in fact, I think I did one for Deborah. Yes, I did. And she just called me, and she's a Wisconsin girl. And so when people call me, I do readings for them. Yeah, I
That's
love
good.
doing that. So
And
it's,
how can people reach you? They can reach you through your Facebook fan page, right?
yes, they can also, I don't know if you have it there, but we can put, if they send me an email
Mm-hmm.
to cvawter@pathwaynet.com and give me a phone number or something, I can get back to them.
Okay. We'll make sure I get that into the comments
And
after the show.
yeah,
Okay.
or they can call me.
Annette is saying thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. All right. All right. So far, no more questions. So
Okay.
if there's anything else that you'd like to share with us.
Well, yes, I do. I guess that in the ancient of days, when we talked about things, well, if you stop and think about the past of our life, not necessarily, but I always think of, I'm always looking for how they originally did things. And that's where, when I spoke earlier and I talked about when a mantra, and it doesn't have to be real complex, but it's something that's simple, and yet it says something, and it says it enough that they used it in the times of the Egyptians and the ancient times, maybe the Atlanteans or whatever. But it's been written, and it was, oh, my divinity, because you're a divine being, I blend myself with thee, meaning you're going to blend yourself with the source. That out of darkness, meaning if you feel you're in the darkness, I may go forth in the light. That covers just about everything and anything. Because if there's anything, like if you're in need of something, then you say, oh, I do have to have this, or I do need to do this. Then that's when you use that mantra, and it brings you out of the darkness that you feel and into the light, so you can see what you have to do to go where you want to be. And one of the things that we as light bearers, and really it's a whole new process, I think, for all of us, but it's a responsibility that we have, and we all have, and have been doing it more than likely in another lifetime and brought it with us, so that it was, because it just is, it's all of a sudden became easy, and you recognize it in your subconscious, comes forth, and you say, okay, this is what I need to be doing, and here we are. And so it's a process, and no matter what you're wanting to do, um, if you place the things in order, like when you say to yourself, what is it that is going to be, like, let's just say, I'll use myself as an example because that's easier, is I'll say, all right, what do I need to do today? Well, I usually sit for a few minutes in the morning, because I work 2 days a week, and then if I have other projects going on, then I do those. But I always try to take a few minutes each day and give myself a few minutes to get into my spiritual self, and be able to say, and this is, and I do this because Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, and Raphael, and Jesus and Mary are my core, who surround me. That's who I place around me. Now, and a lot of people do that, but that's who I use. That's where I place it. Then I have in my band, I have a Chief White Cloud who uh, works with me, and he's kind of like my doorkeeper. He kind of, in the flame, the eternal flame. They watch over me and make sure that everything is kosher. And Michael, the Archangel Michael, before I go into trance, I will ask him to cover me with the blue light and guard and protect. And I always ask for 10,000 angels to be surrounding me at all times. So those are things that I do. And when we are trying to pull ourselves into the spiritual aspect of things, it can be hard because we get earthly challenges. And you just say, how am I going to get there? How am I going to do this? How am I going to get this done? And then you just, and I don't worry about anything anymore. Don't. And I'm not fearful of anything. If I just don't. I just don't allow it in my life. And I don't allow drama in my life. If somebody has to be a drama queen, then I'm not their person. I don't get into that. And so I just set perimeters for myself. And I think if each of us could do that, you then become conscious of yourself. And if you need to take care of you, that's what you need to be doing. Don't worry about, I mean, you can do service work and do things for other folks, but you have to take care of you, the individual. Just like in the morning when you get up, you take a shower, you do all the things you need to do to get to your job. Okay? Well, the same thing. You need to spend time with yourself so that you can identify with your spiritual growth of where you want to be. I mean, uh, I, I, I don't want to say I wish because I don't. I just know. I just have an inner knowing that everything is right. Everything is in divine order. I know that. And so everything is. And I don't know how to, I just know it. And that's what I want to be able to give to people so that you know that when you have an abundance of prosperity, you just have to tap into it. You just have to know the law and go in there and figure out, how am I going to get that? I know I have it. Why can't I? And it's like, okay, then there must be something I have to work on. And then you sit down and you analyze it and you say, okay, what and what am I going to do here? I have an abundance of prosperity. I have wisdom of understanding, a tremendous amount of wisdom. So I have all the resources and I have the universal substance in me. So why can't I do the things that I'm doing? I am doing them and I'm loving it and I'm helping people. And and really, um, when I think about when I do readings for people, I try to give them spiritual things. I know they want to know about the worldly things. I do know that. And they need to have affirmation or an inner knowing of saying, yes, this is right. This is where you need to be going. But, um, and then I also want to be able to help them know who they are spiritually. That to me is the key. And I can remember years and years ago, and back in the 70s, people, it was always, when am I going to get a new boyfriend? When am I going to get a new car? When am I going to get a new house? And I would say, oh, please, Lord, please. I want to give people spiritual knowledge. I'm so tired of the mundane material things. I said, I just want to give people an enlightenment to enlighten their soul. And here I am. That's 1970. Now I'm in 2019 and I'm doing it. It took me this long to get to be where I'm at. And it's wonderful. I mean, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to speak to each and every one, but the fact is that, when Star Nations approached me and asked me, they interviewed me and then said, "Oh, would you like to have your own show?" I thought, "What?" you know, and then because Spirit had already said, "Clear the decks. We got something big coming." And I had no idea what it was. And bang, there it was. And so we were on the radio from, I think it was 16, 17, 18. And then we went to Be Live. And that was a whole new experience. And still is. But it's wonderful because we're able to meet and be able to tell everybody out there that's willing to listen that there's more to life than just the mundane day-to-day operations. There's a whole spiritual world out there that we could tap into and get to know and be able to speak and communicate with. I mean, channeling is not a new thing. Jesus channeled through the apostles so they could write the book, the Bible. The channeling has been going on for eons. That's nothing new. But now all of a sudden, for a long time, everything was shut down. I can remember when I was young, and I thought, no, I can't let anybody know I'm doing this. I was a corporate person, I mean, I was in the corporate world. Oh, what's that woman doing? Doing readings for people, and you know, and everything. And then I became a minister in 2018, and um, so look at this. I mean, here now I'm an ordained minister, and I'm thinking to myself, at the beginning, I thought, that I can't be doing that. And then, somebody said, yes, you're supposed to be doing this. Well, so now I have all the credentials, and now things are changing, and we're going to be developing a ministry. So it's all coming full swing. So it's just exciting, and it's fun to be with, and it's a neat process because we know where we're going. We're being directed, and we know what we have to do, and it's exciting, and it's just going to be phenomenal because we have the right source and we're getting the right information and we know what we have to do. And so with that, we're just plugging right along and knowing that why? Because we're here to serve us. God brought us here. He's given us, and listen, he didn't say it was going to be easy. He didn't. Anything that's worth anything will be difficult, but he makes it. And so guess what? Here we are. And if we have lessons we have to learn along the way, and do the best we can, and we say, okay, maybe somebody doesn't understand it, may not understand why you're going down the road you're going down. They'll say, oh, the woman's nuts. Well, no, it's just that this is my journey. This is where we're supposed to be, and this is how it's going to be happening, and it's exciting. And to know that you can create your own health, I did that and became healthy. My doctors don't believe it. When I told them, I said, well, the blood work showed it. My triglycerides were 78. They said, that's not unheard of. But that's what it is. So then you ask yourself, how about that? So then you say, and I have harmony in my life. I have happiness in my life. Sure, I have some things that aren't 100%, but I don't dwell on it. I send it love and light because no matter who in your life, maybe somebody's mad at you or they're just, oh, I don't like it. It doesn't matter. I want everyone to be happy. I don't want anyone to be unhappy because my life is so full and so full of the Holy Spirit, the God source, whatever you want to call it, you name it, it's yours. They're the universal substance of it all is where I am, and my life is full. I don't have to search for anything. It's full. And I do have challenges. And let me tell you, sometimes they're big ones. But I just take and I send it love and light. And that's what I want you to do, is to be able to take your things that are like a sandburr or a thorn in your side or something. Even if you're having difficulties at work, send love and light to that individual and just hold it there. And they if if nothing else, it will help you grow spiritually. Doesn't if that individual doesn't buy into it, not a problem. It's not their journey. It's how you handle it, how you send the thought process out, and how you love it and send it and say, God bless it, because it's a healing aspect of all of the things that are going on. Maybe there's a healing you need, and you have to do it through an uncomfortable situation. But you can love it, heal it, and release it and let it go. And so much more. There is so much when we think about the ability of what is going on. Think of the physical things, and you've got mental things going on, you've got spiritual things going on. And it's always, what are we doing? We want to be remembering to give thanks, giving thanks. But I know we're getting close to the hour. Oh, I got 5 minutes yet. But I want to read something to you. And I might start using this every week or every month in my show. But one of the things I did want to say, and this is in the Bible, and I just thought I'd read it because I'm not going to read all Psalms 37, but if you want to, you know, uh, take your time and look that up and read it, it's quite a powerful psalm. But this is Deuteronomy 8:18, and it says, "Thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth." The Lord, and this is in the Old Testament, the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth the power to get wealth. He decides. So whenever and who are you? Remember, you're a spirit and a physical body, but you are also God. Now that's pretty tough for people to understand and take that in, but it's the truth. You have your source, which is God, however you want to call it. It's the breath that you take. Just think of that. You don't even have to think about it, but the breath. That is one of the most important things that you can learn in your meditation, is how to breathe correctly. So in your processing of doing things. And it's important to be able to do what you need to do. And don't let anyone deter you from trying to improve your spiritual work and reaching out and through either positive affirmations or there's a lot of things that are projected. You can see it all over Facebook, and people send positive things, and that's wonderful. That's sending out good energy. That's a wonderful thing to do, and people relate to it. That always somebody comes back with, yes, I love that, or yes, or they affirm it, or they like it, and it's just a process, and that's what we do here with Star Nations. We ask people to like and share so that we can reach more people. Those are just things that are we're looking for and trying to achieve the wonders of what we are. Because every one of us is unique. Every one of us. And God loves us all. He is such a wonderful, kind, wonderful. You can't beat it. And you just have to reach in there and grab a hold of him and say, I'm here. I want you to know that. And get his attention because he loves you. And you love him. And you love yourself. Remember to take care of yourself and love yourself. It is so important. And now, next month, I'll be here, September. I gotta look at the date myself. Thursday, the 5th of September. And don't forget Julie Hedges, her special on August the 11th, and with the Tarot Journey. So, and also check in with Polly Joel on her shows on Wednesdays when she has them. I work some days on Wednesday, so I don't get to see them, but I do watch the replays. I do. I may not get onto everybody's show during the days, but I try to get the people at night. And if I can't, I always get the replays. I just go into YouTube and watch them, and it's wonderful. But anyway, this is what I want to leave you with. Live for the joy of living. Love for the joy of loving. And give for the joy of giving. And serve for the joy of serving. And God bless each and every one of you until we meet again. God bless.